Youth with 3 wastes, Qi Benin, Reborn University, Awakening God Hero Critical Strike System. Sister, give me 10 yuan for a taxi fare. Little brother, I'll give you 10 yuan. Shenhao System critical hit, favorability 97.65%, critical hit 9,765 times, host gains 97,650 yuanBan. Hua Miao language, comes with skills. Earning money, earning a monthly salary of 500,000 yuan, skill level 1, can be upgraded in the future. Chinese style flower Wu Yuzhen, comes with skill. Treasure exploration, can prompt any treasure within 5 meters. Holy See Sophia, equipped with skills. Power of worship, personal cohesion enhancement. After Qi Benin was reborn into his college years, he suddenly realized that spending money from the opposite sex could lead to a critical hit, up to 10,000 times higher. Each girl also had special skills, and after winning them, he gained a huge increase. What are you waiting for? Nuclear contaminated water. Do you dare to exclude me from letting you drink chip stuck in the neck? Hehe, you keep that outdated thing for yourself. The world's richest person. He's just working for me. The 8 most influential politicians of our time. 8 people are going to greet me sooner or later. This world, my Qi Benin's world. Chapter 1. Rebirth University Awakening System. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Mom, don't sigh anymore. Staying on campus for inspection is not about dismissal. If you scratch your car, scratch it. It's worth 100,000 yuan. My younger brother didn't mean to do it either. In the mist, Qi Benin heard a familiar voice coming from outside the house. You little brother. It's really hard to worry. If you don't go to school well and ride someone else's car, how much money does our family only earn in a year? Is this my mother's voice? Isn't it a few years since my mother left? What's wrong with me? This home. Qi Benin opened his eyes and heard the conversation between his mother and sister in the living room. Looking at the big monitor on the table, is this a rebirth? Feeling everything familiar beside him, Qi Benin, who was familiar with the Rebirth novel, knew that he had truly been reborn. This year was his sophomore year, and his computer was designed. His parents squeezed out 5,000 yuan, but he let his inexperienced self play games for 3 years. I remember Wu Aili, the girl she likes, accidentally drove a luxury car and asked herself to take care of the bag. At that time, she thought it was very masculine, but little did she know that this money had put her family in a difficult situation. She was really stupid. I thought the 2 of them would hold hands successfully after this incident, but the other party kept hanging Qi Benin until it turned into a long-term meal ticket, which was thrown away after use. Fortunately, now is the beginning of the event, and everything has not happened yet. Just a rebirth personnel deployment system. What about mine? Doodle. The Shenhao critical strike system is activated. The opposite sex spends money on you, causing a critical hit in your favorability, up to 10,000 times. Qi Benin feels a bit of pain in his head. Is there a system here? Opposite sex. Mom and sister definitely count. Qi Benin is ready to give it a try right away. Qi Benin didn't mind the headache and rushed out of the room to see his angry mother and the persuading older sister. Sister, I have a computer here. Can I take a taxi there? Seeing Qi Benin's incompetent appearance, my mother shook her head in silence. Get dressed and go quickly, study hard. Sister loves Qi Benin the most. After causing such a big trouble, she still took out 10 yuan from her bag because her home and school are not far away, and food and drink are all at home. She has a cafeteria meal card for lunch, and it was agreed last night that she will not give him a penny in the future. Shenhao System critical strike favorite rating 97.72%, critical hit 9,772 times. Host, please receive 97,720 yuan, which has been deposited into Huaxia Industrial and Commercial Bank. The system's funds have undergone special processing and come from all legal sources. Upon hearing this sound, Qi Benin took a deep breath and couldn't believe it was true. He quickly pretended to change clothes and went back to his bedroom to open his computer and check online banking. Online banking in this era is still only available on computers. It's all true. Qi Benin looked at his balance in shock. Originally only a few yuan, it was now nearly 100,000 yuan. Damn it, this is true. Qi Benin feels like he has already stood on the mountaintop of this rebirth, so this world doodle each female with a positive rating of over 65% can spend money as the host to randomly unlock a special skill or event. This time, they unlock one level of physical strength and can be upgraded later. Qi Benin's head was in a state of too much emptiness when suddenly he received another message. However, Qi Benin felt extremely difficult with this one. It may be a bit difficult to make other women reach 65% sincerity towards her, as it is only her own sister who has this, but it's better to have something than not, but I don't know how capable this strong physique is. Will it be like the protagonist in a novel soaring through the clouds? Aren't you in a hurry again? Then bring me the 10 yuan taxi fare. Upon hearing his mother's cry, Qi Benin quickly put on his clothes. His sister had already gone to work and had graduated from university and been admitted to the civil service in this prefecture-level city. However, he was burdened by his past life and had not had a few good days. Looking at Qi Benin holding the computer, it was taken to school, and his mother didn't ask for the 10 yuan taxi fare. You should know that the family is currently very tight. The 100,000 yuan in 2007 is definitely a huge sum of money in the prefecture-level city of Shandong with a housing price of 3,000 yuan. Mom was angry just now, but it's time for you to grow dim sum. It's all your father's and your mother's early shop and your sister's salary. I told them that they would make it up in the past few days. Take this money, and don't let your father see it. Looking at Qi Benin's haggard appearance, his mother took out another 50 yuan, and in this era, the weekly living expenses were only 100 yuan. Doodle Shenhao System critical strike favorite rating of 98.81% critical hit 9,881 times, host please receive 494,050 yuan, deposited the favorability rate exceeds 90%, and the system unlocks the top-tier stocks, 1 per week, 000726 Pujiang Motors. Starting from May 15, it has been hitting the daily limit up for 7 consecutive days. After seeing this reward, Qi Benin couldn't help but feel a bit disappointed. There are also many stocks that hit the limit up 7 times a week, but the problem seems to be that compared to building a strong body, it seems too far behind, mainly because it is easy to make money now. Nowadays, computers with back-mounted displays are not light, but Qi Benin holds them in his hand as if he hasn't taken anything, and he knows the horror of system skills. A taxi passed by his own breakfast shop, and as he watched his father bend over and busy, Qi Benin's nose was sore. In his previous life, his parents followed him without getting any contact, and his sister and brother. Law thinking about the hundreds of thousands in his remaining balance in this lifetime, Qi Benin is absolutely confident in helping them all live a good life. Qi Benin has secretly made up his mind to start by changing the fate of his family, and of course, he must eliminate his own troubles before that. 2 traffic lights arrived at Qi Benin's school, an ordinary public second-tier medical college called Ludo Medical College. I was a student in the art department of the medical college and also ranked 3rd in the school. Special talents have been extremely popular in recent years, but after graduation, they have all embarked on the path of unemployment. Isn't this class monitor Miao language? White T-shirts and jeans, fair face, especially these long legs, truly deserve to be the class belle. Let's spend some money on her first. It's not enough to have money in any era. My father's wish is a big restaurant, and my sister's wish is a big house, all of which require money. Class monitor, can you help me? I forgot to bring my money when I went out. The taxi driver, upon hearing this, was originally waiting in his seat to collect the money, but immediately turned around to look at Qi Benin, afraid that this kid would run away. You've been feeling drowsy all day, luckily you ran into me. If I hadn't passed by, the driver would have been chasing you here for money. The monitor took out 10 yuan from his wallet. In this era, there is no WeChat Alipay payment. I got 20 when I returned from the computer city, and I'll give you the professional course in the afternoon. After finally opening his mouth, he had to pay at least 10 yuan, and even if he was hit hard, it would be twice as much. The driver's face showed a look of disgust. This kid is very fair looking, how can he cheat a girl out of money? Doodle Shenhao System Critical Strike Favorite Rating 36.66% Critical Strike 3,666 times, Host please receive 21,996 yuan, deposited. When he saw this number, Chi Benin felt a bit strange. Why is there so little? However, I quickly realized that borrowing money does not generate critical hits, only by asking her to spend money on you can she generate critical hits. The taxi fee is 6 yuan, so I only slammed that 6 yuan. Benin, what about your newly purchased computer? The taxi had just driven away, and next to it was a familiar voice, which was Wu Yuzhen who had messed herself up. Chapter 2. White Generals in Memories. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Be careful, I'm staring at your computer again. Miao Yu rolled his eyes as he looked at Wu Yuzhen. He knew that Chi Benin was being used as a meal ticket, but no one would cause any trouble. It was already good that Miao Yu could come to this point. I happen to have something to talk to you about. I've decided to let it go. There are surveillance cameras on the playground, so you can go explain it to the school yourself. If I go, it won't be that simple. Wu Yuzhen was observing Chi Benin's computer and trying to figure out how to deliver it to her dormitory. Unexpectedly, Chi Benin said, "Last night, you promised to help me carry it, didn't you?" Miao Yu is also dumbfounded. Has the top-licking dog in our class changed his mind? When it comes to the appearance of these boys in the class, Chi Benin is definitely at the forefront. In his freshman year, Miao Yu had a good impression of Chi Benin, but later he crazily licked Wu Yuzhen from the neighboring class, making everyone look at him like they were looking at a mentally disabled person. The girls in the class naturally moved away from him. Benin, what are you talking about? You know about our family's situation. Your parents are farmers specializing in chicken farming in the countryside. Don't tell me they are impoverished households in the village. You can definitely earn 100,000 yuan by selling the chicken farm. Upon hearing Chi Benin's words, Wu Yuzhen was so shocked that she couldn't speak. How did she know about my family's affairs? Miao Yu was also surprised beside him. The biggest news at school today is that Chi Benin has changed, right? I have already made a copy of the surveillance footage, you can handle it yourself. After Chi Benin finished speaking, he was too lazy to take care of Wu Yuzhen, who was in a petrified state, and asked the class monitor to help him get his dormitory. The surveillance in the school security room, do you want to copy it? The class monitor said in some surprise. Where do I have a copy? But do you think she can verify it? Upon hearing Chi Benin's words, the class monitor burst out laughing and realized that Chi Benin's intelligence seemed to be more charming than before. Wait for me to come down and withdraw some money. Passing by the school's ATM, Chi Benin had to go and withdraw money. No cash means no money. Most students in this era would take 100 or 200 yuan, and it is rare to find 300 yuan. In small restaurants outside the school, 100 yuan can be eaten according to one's temperament. After entering the password, the balance is indeed several hundred thousand. Chi Benin quickly pressed 2,000 yuan. A buzzing sound sounded, and the students around had not seen anyone withdraw so much money at once. 2 packs of white generals. 10 yuan for 2 packs of white cigarettes, this price is really cheap. In future generations, you won't be able to buy a single pack. Most students nowadays can't afford this cigarette, and many people are still looking for the 2-3 yuan front door. Unfortunately, this cheap cigarette also has a quota, not everyone can buy it. This, and that. Chi Benin picked up a big bag of things in the nearby convenience store. The average person's favorability was around 5%, while her classmates were only around 15%. The class monitor was 36% towards her, which doesn't mean she's sorry for her long legs. A journey of rebirth cannot be in vain. Thinking about the girls I planned to know in my previous life, I wish I had some connection with these people. Now I finally have the opportunity. Your 20 yuan, these will serve as interest. This large plastic bag cost less than 40 yuan, and if it were in 2023, it wouldn't cost less than 100 yuan. Are you crazy? Your home is local, and you can't spend it like this. Among the classmates in the class, Qi Benen's family background is relatively good, after all, he is in the city. Take it. I split hands with that scammer. How much money did I save inside and out? Didn't you just remind me to protect my computer? Between the pushing and shoving, the two suddenly stopped. The class monitor grabbed the plastic bag and ran away in a flash. Today's clothes were thick, so I didn't wear any underwear. I didn't expect to be killed by him. Qi Benen is sitting in the computer box at this moment, looking at his right hand. How could he not have noticed that the monitor has such a good figure? You used to focus on looking at your legs. On the way, I met several boys who helped me lift the computer on the ground. They looked envious and helped Qi Benen deliver it to the dormitory. In this era, those who spent 5,000 yuan to buy a computer are definitely one of the few. Thank you, brothers. The people who helped were all classmates from the same department, and Qi Benen scattered a circle of cigarettes one by one. Okay, Anzi, have you made a fortune recently? A few people immediately clicked on it. It was a white general. I brought noodles to my father in the morning, saving him money as a porter. The secret of becoming rich cannot be revealed yet. Your brothers all know about that, but we are all poor students and no one can help us. If we eat in the cafeteria in the future, you can take turns swiping the meal cards of the brothers. Zhong Qingxue can be considered the eldest brother of this group. He stayed at level 3 in his third year of high school, and in his previous life, he also took good care of Benen. Thank you, Brother Shuega and brothers. After chatting for a while, everyone went back to rest. They were very tired just after playing basketball. Brethren, give me a piece. Gao Yedong, the dead body of the dormitory, takes advantage of anyone's advantage. He misses 10 classes and stays up all night at the internet cafe, sleeping during the day. He has his own cigarette that can be hidden in his pants and never takes it out to give his brothers a cigarette, but now this guy still has to throw one to him even if he uses it. Have you heard about me? What's up, brethren? Watching the bastard smoking comfortably on his face, he didn't even know about such a big thing in school, and it was also a dormitory. Qi Benen wished he could throw him off the 6th floor. Qi Benen briefly explained his own situation, but this guy still doesn't understand what Qi Benen wants to do. Anzi, you know my situation. There are 31 days on the calendar, and I will stay up all night for 31 days. I eat mantu every day with white water. I have no money. Looking at the mantu and white water on the table, Qi Benen cast an unlucky glance at him. I might as well go to the street with a bowl if I asked for money from you. Besides, this guy thought he wanted to borrow money, so he went from Ango to Ango in an instant. Isn't that chubby security guard and you from the same hometown? Go help me copy out the surveillance footage for that day. This is a USB drive, and once it's tested, the USB drive will belong to you. Just now, Qi Ben Anshuan bought a USB flash disk. In this era, a USB flash disk costs more than 100 yuan. For a man who eats mantu to soak in white water, it is killing him. Brother's matter is my duty, I will go and handle it for you now. This guy has black and gray eyes, and he doesn't even need to put on makeup when he goes out to play zombies. When he heard this USB drive, he immediately jumped out of bed. Even if second-hand ones are sold for 80 yuan and stay up all night for 6 yuan, the overnight money for those 10 or so days will also be available. Isn't it wonderful? Don't let this guy die in the internet cafe. Qi Benin looked at his empty appearance. There is also a disciplinary action of staying on campus for observation. We don't know anyone in the school either. Counselor Dong Yu. If we were to talk about the only familiar person among the school teachers, it could only be this senior sister who excelled in both character and education, was admitted to graduate school, and then stayed on campus. Chapter 3. Counselor Dong Yu. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. When Qi Benin installed the computer, Gao Yedong, the grandson, had already run back, and the speed could be said to be that of the rocket squad. Of course, Qi Benin knew that he didn't really want to take care of himself, but rather wanted to quickly copy out the thing so that he could dispose of this USB drive. This grandson was so poor that he had to give his hands a little while to defecate. And go, have one. Qi Benin silently pulled out one for him. This Wu Ali is really not something. The video is very clear, it's from the bag on this green tea bitch's body. And go, I saved you 100,000 yuan. The grandson eagerly helped Qi Benin plug in the USB drive, fearing that Qi Benin would back out. Don't tell anyone about this. After copying, Qi Benin also put a copy in his QQ email. How can this be? Come out and hang out, buddy. It's most about loyalty. This guy casually took another cigarette and put it on his ear. Why is the internet speed so slow in the dormitory? Nowadays, several people in the dormitory share the same network cable. I didn't take the film. This grandson looked at his notebook on the bed and didn't believe it even if you didn't take a picture. Speaking of which, this grandson is also a bit capable. He tricked his girlfriend who is far away from his hometown into buying a notebook with 2 months of salary, but in the end, he graduated without marrying anyone, which was extremely scumbag. I got my laptop, but I didn't expect the dormitory to have a power outage at 11 p.m. This grandson is addicted to playing Warcraft and has to leave the group at night, so he can only go to an internet cafe to hang out. I'll go out and take your time. Stay up all night and watch movies under the covers during the day. Take your body easy. In this short while, this grandson has smoked 2 cigarettes and caught someone who doesn't spend money. That's hard work. Brethren, go to dinner. Bring me a covered rice. This white water mantu can eat the dead. I will give you living expenses next month. He always asks everyone in the dormitory to bring food when they go out, but he has never seen anyone give money. I have made an appointment and won't be able to come back this afternoon. Anzi, close the door. Your mother has become Anzi again. In the past, during college, every day in Qi Ben's dormitory could be infuriated by this grandson, with people facing forward instead of backward. Dong Yu, the teacher's apartment, is relatively close to the 3rd cafeteria, go there to eat. Teacher Dong, have you had lunch? The students from the 3rd cafeteria treat you to lunch. In this era, the contact method is to send text messages, including a monthly package in the dynamic zone, and Qi Benin's phone costs 10 yuan and 160 pieces. Unfortunately, Dong Yu's account is a China Unicom account, which costs 1 cent each. I used to feel heartbroken, but now I have hundreds of thousands in my card. What's the point of this money? Next year, Fruit 3GS will only be released, which marks the beginning of the era of intelligence. Now, Qi Benin is using the fighter jet waveguide in his phone, a brand that has since gone bankrupt. Mobile phones are an industry that can be intervened in, but don't think about the hundreds of thousands in your hands now. More than a decade later, the chips were choked by the people of Xinjiao country. Now, if you have money, you can lay out them. It seems that we still need to work hard to make money. Come here. On the east side, I also brought you a portion of rice noodles. In Qi Benin's memory, the counselor Dong Yu was like a big sister, taking good care of these students. Unfortunately, she met a scumbag who had children out of wedlock and lived a miserable life. This way. Qi Benin had just entered the third canteen when Dong Yu greeted him. Dong Yu, who is 26 years old, is 1.67 meters tall. She wears black trousers, short heels, leather shoes, a deep red shirt, short and capable hair, and a pair of golden glasses, like ripe grapes, which attract the attention of surrounding boys. Her face carries a sense of confidence, and she has a temperament that female students do not have. I only found out now that you came to find me. The school documents were one last step away and were about to be issued. What were you doing back then? Otherwise, you could just compensate. Now, not only will you compensate, but you will also be punished. Fortunately, they did not pursue the case with the public security organs. When she saw Qi Benin, Dong Yu was like a kind-hearted elder sister. At that time, Qi Benin didn't want to leave either. It was all Wu Yuzhen pulling Qi Benin to run. Later, it was said that some students around saw it, and Wu Yuzhen then deceived Qi Benin to explain it to herself. Dong Yu didn't listen to a word from Qi Benin, just looking at the bowl of rice noodles in front, it still had the familiar taste. Toot toot. Shenhao System critical strike favorite rating 31.11% critical strike 3111 times host, please receive 27,999 yuan, which has been deposited into Huaxia Industrial and Commercial Bank with a balance of 640,950 yuan. 9 yuan of rice noodles were put into my mouth, and the money for the critical blow came. I had a good impression of over 30 yuan. It's not the same thing. Let's eat first, and after finishing, I'll show you a video. Qi Benin is eating with enthusiasm. What video? Dong Yu said somewhat strangely. Eat fast, eat fast. After finishing, go find a place with a computer. This era is too inconvenient. If you have a phone, you can take it out immediately. You must consider your own abilities when doing anything, and even if you have a sense of responsibility, you cannot act recklessly. During the meal, Dong Yu kept tinkering with Qi Benin's education, and she didn't want to watch her students become the scapegoats. Qi Benin's mouth has already been stuffed full. Seeing Qi Benin eating like this, Dong Yu was too lazy to say that her heart was really big. Teacher, buy a bottle of cola for me. After dinner, when the two of them went to the office, Qi Benin looked at the cola next to him and realized that he had to spend all the money he could. Drink less of this kind of thing in the future. Dong Yu naturally gave another round of education, but still bought a bottle for Qi Benin. Shenhao System critical strike favorite rating of 30.85% critical strike 3085 times host, please receive 7,712.5 yuan, which has been deposited into Huaxia Industrial and Commercial Bank with a balance of 648,662 yuan. In this era, a bottle of cola costs 2.5 yuan, and even if you hit it hard, it doesn't cost much, but even the smallest mosquito is still meat. After arriving at the office, Qi Benin called up the video. Why didn't you say it back then? Dong Yu carefully looked at it twice. At that time, she was my girlfriend and said half of the money, but suddenly she didn't pay a penny. I also understand that my parents are not easy either. Qi Benin looked regretful, as a person of 2 generations, it's not a problem to win an Oscar, let alone tell a lie. Chapter 4. Beauty brings skills. You are listening at novelfull.audio. With these words, Teacher Dong was deeply moved. It seems that he misunderstood this child before. Doodle the system has detected that Dong Yu's favorability has increased to 45%, and rewards have been given to unlock Dong Yu's personal skills. Personal skills. Beauties who meet the standard have their own skills, unlocked with a liking rate of 45%, and the host has a liking rate of 65%. Dong Yu's personal skills. The skill of teaching and educating a renowned teacher, which can double the host's ability to learn or teach any subject they excel in, and can be upgraded later on. When he saw this, Qi Benin never expected that there were still attributes on a person's body. If I have failed so many courses in college and my learning ability doubles, is there still a saying of failing? Of course, I don't care about this now, but if I don't hang on to Kobe, I'll be strong. The combination of academic excellence and divine wealth cannot be stopped by the immortal sister. Did you hear me at all? I said this matter is not easy to handle. Qi Benin was in a daze here, and Dong Yu pushed Qi Benin before he regained his senses. Ah. I'm listening, why can't I handle it? It seems that in the future, the system prompts cannot be viewed directly, which will cause too much delay. Director Huang of the Education Department has always felt that he has strong abilities. Aren't you slapping him in the face when you take this out? Otherwise, why don't you go find Vice Principal Zhou? Dong Yu is just a small counselor who doesn't know anyone from above, but at this moment, she genuinely wants to do this for Qi Benin. Can Director Huang solve this matter? What Qi Benin is looking for now is a path. As long as there is this path, money will lead the way and there will be no disadvantages. The director of our entire university's teaching department, who can't handle it if he can't. Dong Yu glanced at Qi Benin speechlessly. Alright, I got it. Thank you, Teacher Dong. Qi Benin patted Dong Yu's shoulder, it was truly warm and smooth. Dong Yu immediately became angry, feeling like her superior. This child is not big or small. But before Dong Yu could get angry, Qi Benin had already run away without a trace, but this kid seemed to have matured a lot. Director Huang of the Education Department, Qi Benin was investigated the second year after graduation, apparently due to corruption in school engineering. Qi Benin didn't take care of those matters. Apart from his own affairs, Qi Benin also wanted to improve his parents. The school cafeteria is a lucrative profit point, but most people cannot enter, but Director Huang can decide who can come in. The annual contract fee for a window is 100,000 yuan, which is paid to the school. Director Huang also has to privately collect 20,000 yuan, but it doesn't matter. Qi Benin came from the future, and of course knows that a window's annual profit is more than 200,000 yuan. My parents' breakfast stall is not only tiring, but also exposed to the wind and sun. They are usually chased by urban management. If we can secure 2 windows, we can make money without too much hardship. Big son, you're back. Your 2 dads are really tired. I know you haven't been in the mood to draw and can't submit your homework for a while. Your 2 dads have also finished your homework. As soon as Qi Benin arrived in front of the teaching building, he heard the warm voices of 2 unfilial sons. Zhou Peng and Lu Zhonghua also share the same dormitory, but unlike Gao Yedong's grandson, the 3 brothers have a very good relationship. The petite girl next to them is Lu Zhonghua's girlfriend, Xiao Wanzi, who has a short stature resembling the cartoon character Xiao Wanzi. You 2 villains. Qi Benin took out the remaining half box of cigarettes and threw it over. He remembered that Zhou Peng's sister works in a stock company, and we will have a stock that must rise every week in the future. The money in the card cannot make him sleep. Damn it, my son has recently become rich. As a father, I feel very pleased. Can he even draw general by now? We must get one. Zhou Peng and the others looked at General Bai in a daze. This kid is about to compensate 100,000 yuan, where did he get the money to draw this? Did the broken jar fall? Roll on, there's another reason for my situation. The money won't be lost. Is your eldest son still in the securities company? What do I need to prepare if I want to open an account? Qi Benin's span is too large. Just now, these 2 people were thinking about how to comfort Qi Benin, and suddenly they wanted to go stock trading. In this era, college students have very little exposure to stock trading, but even those who have been exposed to it have suffered significant losses. Why wouldn't you lose money? Why are you trading stocks? The question mark on each of the 3 people's heads, Qi Benin can only briefly explain it first. They breathed a sigh of relief when they heard that there was surveillance from the security department. Having this thing is hard evidence, and Wu Yuzhen cannot deny it. I told you earlier, as a sister.in.law, that Wu Yuzhen is not a fuel-efficient lamp. If you could hear one thing. As the three of them were about to come out to teach their son, Qi Benin took out Zhou Peng's phone, quickly jotted down his sister's phone number, and then ran away in a flash. Does this guy really want to speculate in stocks? He doesn't want to be your brother.in.law, does he? Upon hearing Lu Zhonghua say so, Zhou Peng was really a bit worried. I'll give my sister his mother call. Qi Benin was too lazy to argue with the three of them and quickly got into the taxi at the door. You should know that this era is still a time when tricycles are popular. Taking a taxi is 1 yuan more expensive than tricycles, so students generally choose tricycles. Go to Butai Computer City. In this era, there are no smartphones, but there are laptops. Qi Benin can only buy a laptop first. Wu Yuzhen also saw Qi Benin at the school gate at the moment, and the woman was not idle either. This was only 100,000 yuan, and she knew that besides Qi Benin, she was also in charge. I thought this matter had been settled, but I didn't expect Qi Benin to go back on his word and send him a text message without replying. Wu Yuzhen also knew that Director Huang of the Education Department was in charge of this matter, but she couldn't get along with Director Huang either. She had to first go find Associate Professor Li, who coveted her beauty. I quickly changed into cool clothes. Men rely on money, women rely on themselves. After getting off the taxi, Qi Benin headed straight to the IBM specialty store. Before fruit machines became popular, IBM's computers were second to none. As soon as Qi Benin walked in, he saw the most high-end flagship computer with 1895-50 dual-core CPU, and the price of 16,999 was very eye-catching. If this dual-core CPU were placed in 2023, no one would take a second look, but now it is the highest end of laptops in this era. Sir, which computer do you want to buy? A male waiter in his 40s disdainfully said, the cheapest one here costs over 7,000 yuan. The poor guy in front of him may not be able to afford it, so he didn't even get up while sitting. Qi Benin is too lazy to deal with such a narrow-minded person. Miss, please take this one for me. No invoice, you can just swipe your card for 14,000. The bottom price of this computer, Qi Benin, is still very clear. The chubby old lady who is cleaning the house is dumbfounded. Is this order on me? I am an intern at this specialty store, and the commission for this order is at least 500 yuan. Can you take 14,000? The male waiter is coming, and the chubby old lady has a look of grievance on her face. She is clearly asking me. Chapter 5. Stock Account Opening. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Does that girl have no sales rights? The male manager saw Qi Benin with a stern face and could only nod awkwardly. There are surveillance cameras in the computer city, and he only came earlier than that chubby little girl. If the boss sees that he didn't make this deal, then his life will be difficult. The next thing went quite smoothly, spending 14,000 yuan in an instant. In addition to the computer, there were also various things such as a mouse and computer bag. In this era, the computer city dominates people very well. If we negotiate for a while longer, the price can still drop by a few hundred yuan. However, this amount of money is of little use to Benin. As Qi Benin walked to the door, he suddenly remembered that Miao Yu had a good impression of him. If it reached 45%, could he also see what hidden attributes there were? Can you get me another red one? How much does it cost? The chubby girl is thinking about how to spend her commission. In this era, the average salary is 500 to 600 yuan, and this commission is almost equivalent to her monthly salary. Ah! Little chubby girl has been working here for 2 or 3 months now, and there are very few people who come here to buy computers. Even if there are, they are still picky and take half a day to make a decision. Is this handsome guy in front of me buying 2 computers in 15 minutes? This is also a dual core, but it doesn't have as good performance as yours, 119,000. 9,000. Chi Binan ignored the situation and directly lowered the price by 29,000. Okay. Little chubby girl remembers very clearly. The boss said that the minimum price for this machine is only 88 yuan, as long as there is a profit, it can be sold, and they will have a rebate by the end of the year. The male manager next to him is about to cry to death. The commission for these two computers is nearly 800 yuan, which is equivalent to almost 1 month's salary. Just half an hour of effort, then another taxi arrived and drove directly to Ludong Securities Company. The driver has been observing Chi Binan in the rearview mirror for half a day. This young man looks dressed in ordinary clothes. Why are he holding two expensive computers? He must have gone to deliver the computer to someone else. Entering the lobby of a securities company, a smell of smoke and sweat immediately fills one's face. In this era, there are few computers, and stock traders are willing to watch the market in the lobby. This hall is no exception, with over 100 people. Benin, Zhou Peng called me. I thought you were just joking around. Are you really here? Zhou Peng's sister, Zhou Haiyu, was dressed neatly in a navy blue women's suit, black high-heeled leather shoes, a white shirt with a purple collar, and a high ponytail. This was the professional financial woman of this era. Sister Seagull, I'm just here to open an account. Just entrust me to someone else. Zhou Haiyu is the manager here. Chi Binan remembered in his previous life that he made an investment mistake and lost all his savings. Later, he jumped off a building and committed suicide. Chi Binan also attended her funeral. At this moment, looking at Zhou Haiyu with red lips and white teeth, Chi Binan felt that it was better to take care of this matter. After all, his brothers with Zhou Peng were not fake. Come with me, there are some things others may tell you that I don't trust. Zhou Haiyu knows that his younger brother has a good relationship with the person in front of him, and Zhou Peng just called and said that he should try not to let this kid trade stocks. I don't know how many people are losing money these days. You have some tea, and I'll get you the paperwork. It's okay for young people to see it, but you're still students now and prioritize your studies. I just came out from Teacher Dong, and now I have another teacher Zhou. Toot toot. Shenhao System critical strike favorite rating 26.69% critical strike 2669 times host, please receive 40,035 yuan. It has been deposited into Huaxia Industrial and Commercial Bank with a balance of 662,590 yuan. Chi Binan never expected that drinking a cup of tea could also produce a critical hit. The tea from the securities company is all good tea, and he never expected that this cup of tea is worth 15 yuan. In no time, Zhou Haiyu brought in various contracts and Chi Binan signed 8 or 9 names, even if the account was opened. Is this the software? Chi Binan took out his notebook, and Zhou Haiyu looked up at Chi Binan. This is not a notebook that ordinary students should have. Just click here, then this is the transfer of funds, this is the purchase, this is the sale, and you can also set a price. However, remember, research more, take a look, and don't just start with it. For what Zhou Haiyu said, Chi Binan went in one ear and out the other, and so many economic experts would study it. How many people eventually made money? This is particularly immovable. It is a bank leverage. When you deposit 10,000 yuan in the bank as a margin, you can transfer 100,000 yuan in the bank. However, if the stock price drops by more than your margin, the bank will immediately close your position. Zhou Haiyu felt like he had finished all that needed to be said, and finally emphasized bank leverage. Do students like me also have leverage? Chi Binan thought he was the kind of capable person, but he didn't expect students to have it too. You are a new account with only 5 times the leverage. Why do you ask this? How much capital do you have? Zhou Haiyu's words have gone beyond normal business dealings, and here he is purely concerned about Chi Binan. I have around 1,000 yuan and I want to give it a try. Upon hearing Chi Binan's words, Zhou Haiyu wanted to say a few more words, but also knew that boys of this age have self-esteem, so he didn't continue speaking. It was easy to leave the securities company, so Chi Benin quickly went to KFC next to him, connected to the internet, and started operating. There will be a limit up tomorrow, and we must buy today. Chi Benin is preparing to invest 600,000 yuan, with a 5-fold leverage of 3 million yuan, for a total of 3.6 million yuan. If we follow the 7 limit up board, then after the end, it will be 1.95 times the principal. This is a compound interest calculation method, not a combination of 7 and 10%. Chi Benin calculated simply that after going through 7 limit up periods, the principal of 3.6 million was 7.02 million. After deducting the 3 million yuan from the bank, Chi Benin still has 4 million and 2 million yuan left in his hands. The daily handling fee is 0.2%, which is 6,000 yuan per day and 40,200 yuan per 7 days. Chi Benin still has nearly 7 million yuan left. This bank is also profitable enough, with guaranteed transactions and a handling fee of 6,000 yuan per day. However, compared to Chi Benin's profit, it really doesn't matter. It took half an hour to complete the operation, and Chi Benin still had around 60,000 yuan left in his account, which made him breathe a sigh of relief. Wu Yuzhen. Who is the old man next to me? Chapter 6. Chinese Flower Series. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After finishing, Chi Benin stretched lazily and unexpectedly saw Wu Yuzhen and an old man coming in from afar. When Chi Benin turned around, he finally saw clearly that this was Associate Professor Li from the department, who was known as an old artist. I'm sure I'm getting old all the time, but this artist. Hehe. It seems that Wu Yuzhen has also heard the wind and started taking various routes. However, Chi Benin has nothing to worry about. The system is in hand and invincible in the world. Pack up your things and think about the fact that there were still over 66,000 yuan in online banking just now. In this era, you are still the top tycoon in the school. Sorry to bother you, I came out to buy something and my wallet was stolen. Can you help me buy a ticket to go back? We are all from the same school. Originally, Chi Benin wanted to take a taxi, but he saw several alumni taking a taxi at the nearby bus stop. If he didn't brush some money, it wouldn't be right for him. No problem, you can follow behind us. A very kawaii girl said that this was absolutely enough for her childlike appearance. It seemed a little familiar, but Chi Benin could not find much memory. Toot toot. Shenhao System critical strike favorite rating 18.77%, critical strike 1877 times host, please receive 3,754 yuan, which has been deposited into Huaxia Industrial and Commercial Bank with a balance of 69,880 yuan. This little beauty bought a car ticket and instantly refunded more than 1,000 times. Yuzhen, look at him carrying a laptop and a computer on his back. At first glance, it's not that he has no money, he must be trying to get close to you again. After getting on the bus, the girl next to the little beauty pulled her closer to the side. Wu Yuzhen. Chi Benin finally remembered who this little beauty was. Wu Yuzhen, the head of the Chinese department, seemed to have become a host after graduation and often appeared on TV. He didn't expect her to be so cute now. When Chi Benin was thinking about this matter, he found that Wu Yu was really in trouble. Such a beautiful woman would have trouble wherever she went, and a middle-aged man in his 40s leaned over in the car, intentionally or unintentionally rubbing his body against her. Wu Yuzhen and his companions are both women, and they are also students. Students in this era are not as powerful as they were a decade later. Hey, what are you talking about? Why are you always leaning towards girls? Is there no place next to them? Chi Benin is 1.8 meters tall. This middle-aged man is only about 1.7 meters tall, and he doesn't have much courage. He was so scared that he quickly stood aside, which made Wu Yuzhen and his female companion grateful. Thank you, On. I am Wu Yuzhen from the Chinese department. I am Chi Benin from the art department. Holding two hands together, one big and one small, is really weak and boneless. On the way back, the two of them opened their conversation boxes, and the female companion next to them became heir. Chi Benin, who had returned from 20 years later, wanted to make a little girl happy. Isn't that as simple as eating? By the time they got off the car, the two had already exchanged phone numbers and even made plans to add QQ when they went back. Anzi, you bastard, what did you do with my sister? Do you want to be my brother.in.law? As soon as Chi Benin got off the bus, Zhou Peng quickly ran over. If it weren't for this guy, Chi Benin would have planned to have dinner with Wu Yuzhen tonight. If he could have another meal, his favorability would definitely be high. You're talking nonsense. Didn't you see that I bought a computer? Chi Benin blindly hung two computers on Zhou Peng's body. It's so nice to chat with you so soon. Let me treat you to dinner tonight. Thank you for your brave act just now. It's been a long time since Wu Yu was so happy. No problem. Xia Wangzi's birthday is all booked tonight at the campus restaurant. Chi Benin looked at the big troublemaker next to him and then remembered that Lu Zhonghua's wife Xia Wangzi Jiang Mingyue was celebrating her birthday. It's okay, just keep busy for now. We'll make an appointment next time. Wu Yu said very thoughtfully. The female companion next to her no longer knows what to say. Is this still our beautiful woman Wu? I don't know how many people in the whole school have invited her for dinner, but this kid in front of me gave up. Okay. Chi Ben said with peace of mind, Lu Zhonghua, you dog. In order to support your wife, I even gave up on tying flowers. Did you really dig for gold? Is this computer also something you can afford? Zhou Peng just saw that these are two IBM computers, costing at least over 20,000 yuan. Where do you think I can afford it all over my body? My buddy recently found a part-time job to help people deliver computers at a computer store. Coincidentally, these two are from our school. Upon hearing Chi Benin's words, Zhou Peng's face was normal. If he were to suddenly say that he had bought two computers, Zhou Peng would be able to hang Chi Benin up and interrogate him. This typical political commissar would never let Chi Benin go astray. You can put this dismantled one in my cabinet and deliver it to the North Campus tomorrow. I'll take this one from the girls' dormitory. Chi Benin said while holding an unopened red computer. After you finish your work, go directly to the campus restaurant on the second floor. Thinking of Wu Yuzhen just now, did you buy less of this computer? A computer that costs less than 10,000 yuan can quickly increase favorability to 45%, which shows a person's hidden skills. Chi Benin shook his head. Let's deal with one first before we talk. I have something to do with you when I come down. A text message arrived on Miao Yu's phone. If you don't have money to pretend to be a boss, that's pretending to be a pushover. If you have money, that's true boss. Knowing that Chi Benin and Wu Aili have broken up, how can I send myself a message? Are you pursuing me? Thinking of this, Miao Yu blushed a bit. He has always had a good impression of aligning with Benin, of course, before becoming a licking dog. Miss Miao, what are you fooling around about there? Guan Lily, who was in the same dormitory, saw something was wrong with Miao Yu and all of her classmates. At first glance, it looks like spring is coming. Let me see which handsome guy it is. Gu Yunyun quickly took Miao Yu's phone. Chi Benin. The famous big licking dog in the entire family. Class monitor, other people can still be considered. Can you consider this person? His reputation is terrible, he doesn't have any masculinity. Who is it? Who is it? Oh, that's not it. This really doesn't work. The sisters in the dormitory said that if there is really a handsome guy with a lot of money, then this group of people will start to be sour. But if it were a famous licking dog like Chi Benin, they would have to start stomping on it. He may have other things to attend to, what are you thinking? Miao Yu knew that these girls were also secretly competing and snatched away her phone. What happened to Chi Benin? I just like it. Miao Yu, your computer. I haven't changed my clothes here yet. A girl brought up her computer and Qi Benin met an important person there. Chapter 7. Director Huang of the Academic Affairs Office. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I was thinking that when Miao Yu came down, who knew that Director Huang had inspected and Wu Yuzhen had already started taking action. Can Qi Benin not start taking action? Director Huang, can I talk to you about some personal matters? If it were in the past, not to mention talking to such a teaching director, even an ordinary teacher like Qi Benin wouldn't dare. But after being reborn, due to the blessing of the system, Qi Benin did not take this teaching director seriously, and his future achievements will be much higher than him. If you have anything to do, go find your counselor. The response is level by level, don't come to me. Director Huang impatiently said, recently, there have been students who have gone beyond their level of reaction, just like you. How can the school's work continue? Stupid. Shame on you, Qi Yi. I'm talking about things at Guohua Villa. Qi Benin seized an opportunity, as the other two teachers were quite far apart. Upon hearing this name, Director Huang was so scared that he almost collapsed. He embezzled money and bought a house over there, using the name of a 5-guarantee household in the neighboring village. No one knows. How did this kid know? Follow me to the office. There are many people downstairs in the dormitory, and this is not a place for conversation. Qi Benin can only follow Director Huang to the office first. On the way, Director Huang glanced at Qi Benin several times and found that he didn't look like a student at all. His eyes were firm and his steps were stable, but instead he felt very empty. What are you trying to do? I can tell you, our school has strict regulations, don't think you can threaten me with these things just by listening to some gossip. After entering the office, Director Huang regained his original aura, but Qi Benin had already seen fear in his eyes. What was previously published in the newspaper, can we still remember correctly? Director Huang, don't worry, I'm not a big deal. I'm the student who's about to be detained for probation, but I have some new evidence. Originally, Qi Benin wanted to use money to handle it, but Director Huang's attitude was not good just now, so he could only use your house to handle things for me. Qi Benin opened Director Huang's computer while speaking, and the leader's computer was very fast. Surprisingly, it was a quad-core Q6600. If Qiban Onping had no reason to let Director Huang whitewash it, Director Huang would not have the ability. After all, that car is relatively expensive. But after seeing the content on the video, Director Huang breathed a sigh of relief, saying nothing but a fair word, which is not difficult. Your matter is quite difficult, and I can't answer it at the moment. You can go back and listen to my message. Upon hearing Director Huang's words, Qi Benin was enraged. Are you playing with me like this? I heard that there are also quite a few things that our school cafeteria contracts for. Director Huang is in charge of this, right? Watching Qi Benin not leave, Director Huang knew it wasn't that simple. After Qi Benin finished speaking, Director Huang thought Qi Benin was stepping on his own tail again. What exactly do you want to do? Director Huang is also surprised. How could his impressive teaching director be forced into chaos by a student? Actually, this is also normal. Who made Director Huang feel guilty? Help me handle that matter, and the other thing is that the school cafeteria has given me 2 windows. We will pay as much as they pay, including various benefits. Qi Benin sat on the black sofa of the Academic Affairs Office, crossing his legs like a superior leader. So my things. Director Huang didn't know what to say at this point. Should he confess himself? After handling these 2 matters, I promise not to trouble you, provided that you don't trouble me, I will also follow your path. We will be like grasshoppers on the same rope in the future. If you have any problems, my booth will also have problems. Qi Benin, as a person of 2 generations, naturally understood how to comfort these people. After seeing Director Huang nod, Qi Benin had to hurry to the campus restaurant, probably leaving only himself. After coming out, I saw Miao Yu sending 5 or 6 messages on average, 1 message per minute. What's wrong with this computer? How much does it cost? Why did you give me such a computer? You're talking, you're really anxious. What are you doing with Director Huang? Did something happen to you again? Qi Benin was preparing to reply to the message when he saw Miao Yu running towards him in the distance. What is Director Huang asking you for? Miao Yu anxiously said, his whole body also panting heavily. Apart from a thin knitted sweater, he was really caught by Qi Benin's gaze. Not only Qi Benin is stunned, but many people around him are also stunned. How the hell can we do this? Qi Benin immediately took off his coat and put it on for Miao Yu. Director Huang said that I was wrongly accused. He will help me take care of it. I took on 2 part-time jobs with the computer. Aren't you also looking for a job? This computer belongs to someone else's company, how can I afford it? After hearing Qi Benin's words, Miao Yu was half convinced, but wearing Qi Benin's clothes, he still felt very warm. This guy is indeed very considerate. Then you should reply with a message, it scared me to death. I can tell that Miao Yu is really worried. Alright, what's there to worry about? Zayamaruki's birthday tonight, won't you go? Qi Benin turned Miao Yu around with his backhand and naturally placed his hand on Miao Yu's shoulder. Why don't I go? You've made me so angry. I'll go to the dormitory to change my clothes first, and I'll give you your clothes later. Miao Yu looked at it and it was almost time, then ran back with great enthusiasm. Doodle the favorability of Miao language has increased to 46% self-equipped skill. Junior money talent, can provide 500,000 yuan per month to the host, distributed by the system on the 15th of each month, and can be upgraded later, doubling the amount per level. When he saw this special skill, Qi Benin froze on campus. This is simply an iron rice bowl. If the class monitor is hired, it means that they can receive a monthly salary of 500,000 yuan. As long as the system does not disappear, this will continue to be earned. Moreover, this is still a beginner and will be upgraded in the future. By upgrading 1 level, it will become 1 million yuan. Which company has such a high salary? Even if one's own investment fails, having such an iron rice bowl is not enough. Unfortunately, the favorability has not yet reached 65%, otherwise we would be able to receive the money next month. What's wrong with you, eldest son? My wife only has her birthday once a year, why hasn't she come yet? The phone woke Qi Benin up, and the next one was Lu Zhonghua's angry voice. You are a his mother fan. I celebrate my daughter-in-law's birthday. What am I going to do so early? I'll be there soon. Chapter 8. Sincere Friendship. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Hey buddy, are you still delivering meals here? When entering the campus restaurant, Qi Benin saw that there was also food delivery service here, of course, limited to on campus. 3 yuan delivery, within 20 minutes. A hard-working student chuckled and said. I only know the department and name, but I don't know if the dormitory is okay. Qi Benin suddenly thought of Wu Yuzhen. After seeing the special skills on Miao Yu, Qi Benin also wanted to quickly unlock them. Don't worry, we have students from all departments who work part-time, as long as you don't remember the names and gender incorrectly. The young man patted his chest and said. The set meal of 4 dishes and 1 soup will be delivered to Wu Yuzhen from the Chinese department. I thought it was Qi Benin giving rice noodles or topping rice, but to my surprise, I wanted a set meal of 4 dishes and 1 soup. In this era, it costs 69 yuan, which is almost equivalent to a week's living expenses for impoverished students. Do you want to write a note? Everyone has heard of Wu Yuzhen from the Chinese department. She is a talented girl from the school, proficient in music, chess, calligraphy, and painting. It is said that there are many people chasing after it, but ordering a set meal for 69 yuan is probably the first one. The interest of 2 yuan will not be repaid. Qi Benin drew a note paper from the side and pasted it on a plastic bag after writing, with his name as the signature. You don't need to change for 100 yuan. Put in a few more bottles of fruit oranges, and the rest will be counted as the brothers' running expenses. The ordering guy was wondering about this note. 100 yuan had already been stuffed into his hand, and Qi Benin had already gone to the second floor. 3 bottles of fruit oranges cost 9 yuan, plus 69 yuan for meals, which is the delivery fee of 78.22 yuan. Hurry up and make me this 4 dishes and 1 soup first, it's urgent. The young man directly pulled over a companion next to him, who was ready to personally deliver it. In the era of 2 yuan per bottle of beer, this 20.2 yuan was quite a lot. I'll pay the portion money for you. Don't pay it again later. On the second floor, I happened to see Lu Zhonghua. Upon hearing these words, Qi Benin was quite moved. Xiamaruzi and Lu Zhonghua are the only couple to get married after graduating from university. When they returned to their hometown, they worked as teachers and civil servants. When Qi Benin was in trouble, I often supported him. When my son grows up, it's good to know that he's paying for his father. Qi Benin had a tearful expression on his face. I can't kick you to death. Lu Zhonghua just stepped up and the two of them got into the private room, fighting and making a scene. The decoration of the school's private rooms is not very good, even the walls are scraped white, but Qi Benin feels very friendly. Most of the classmates in the room have come, and Xiaowanzi and Lu Zhonghua have good social connections. The class monitor is the only one who hasn't come, hasn't he been entangled by some fly? When Xiamaruzi saw Qi Benin come in, the class monitor's seat was almost empty, and there were a total of 9 people who had good relationships in the class. Coming. Qi Benin originally wanted to help Miao Yu explain, but unexpectedly, Miao Yu's voice came from behind. A high-necked, tight-fitting white sweater, black leggings, knee-high boots, and even loose hair made the boys in the class look a bit uncomfortable. The class monitor seems to be wearing makeup today. That's not right. Today, there are all our own people on this table. If something could have happened, wouldn't it have happened earlier? What are you doing so straightforwardly? Qi Benin immediately straightened up when he noticed Zhou Peng next to him. Silly, don't talk to me. Zhou Peng tried his best to be more majestic, but his height was only 1.74 meters. No matter how hard he tried to straighten his waist, it was useless. Looking at the other single men, it seems different, except for Qi Benin and Lu Zhonghua who are more relaxed. Everyone is here, let's serve the dishes. Xiamaruki also felt that the atmosphere was not quite right, but she knew that these few boys in the class were not playing well. No, based on the woman's intuition, it seems that someone has a scene, and Miao Yu accidentally glanced at Qi Benin several times. You poor creatures. Xiamaruki looked helplessly at the other boys who still wanted to show off. The class monitor had always been puzzled and refused several handsome boys from the other class, so they all thought that the class monitor didn't want to date, but today's outfit, let's raise our glasses together and wish my daughter.in.law. Our sister.in. Law a happy birthday. Zhou Peng almost spoke out, and when he saw Lu Zhonghua's murderous gaze, he forcefully turned around. Instead of drinking baijiu, the students drank a glass of beer together, including the girls in the class. Each person brings a glass of wine, and soon 9 glasses of beer are consumed, which is a little over 2 bottles per person on average. Qi Benin enjoys this feeling very much. In the early years, he thought the friendship in school was quite genuine. Unfortunately, after graduation, he went his separate ways and was able to experience this feeling again after being reborn. Come on, Dad, and you guys have a toast. Qi Benin and his 2 closest brothers picked up their wine glasses. Go to your dog, son, drink you to death. The 3 of them drank without saying a word. Happy birthday to my sister.in.law. Qi Benin quickly made a big circle and then arrived at Miao Yu's place. At this moment, Miao Yu drank some wine and her face turned red, not to mention how cute she was. At this moment, everyone noticed something was wrong. When Miao Yu came in just now, everyone knew that the class monitor had an idea. If the class monitor didn't dress up before, it would be at the class flower level. Tonight, at this level, if you want to have a figure and a face, then you have to have the class flower level. Lying groove, lying groove, lying groove. The class monitor gave this good cabbage to Qi Benin. Lao Lu, hurry up and light a cigarette for me. I need to calm down, otherwise I will kill him if I go up. Zhou Peng exaggeratedly said, and the other few people also lit cigarettes with a smile. At the class monitor's place, they just touch it intentionally or unintentionally. If they don't like it, can they still force it? Moreover, after following Qi Benin, there was no flow of fertilizer or water into the fields of outsiders. What's the situation with you two? Xiamaruzi saw that the two of them had been drinking this glass of wine for 5 minutes, and it was really none other than you and me. The monitor's eyes were almost out of water. Do you still need to ask? When did you lose your eyesight so much? Qi Benin said angrily, and the monitor's face turned even redder. Okay, you dog, did you really take down the class monitor? My son is really talented. The table was filled with laughter, and Qi Benin took the opportunity to sit next to Miao Yu. As for the sisters next to him, of course, they also knew how to change seats. When the banquet came to an end, Qi Benin was already holding Miao Yu's hand. He struggled a moment ago, but found that he couldn't break free. So he decided to do it. A group of people were clamoring for Qi Benin to treat them, but Qi Benin naturally refused and agreed to fight again on the weekend evening. Brother, it's good to eat. The Chinese department. I ran into the guy who was delivering takeout just now when I went downstairs. Chapter 9. Winning the Class Flower. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. What did he just say about the Chinese department? Miao Yu looked at the waiter with a strange expression, probably speaking to Qi Benin, but walked towards the person behind him. Ah. I feel dizzy and didn't hear clearly. Fortunately, that guy reacted quickly and saw himself hugging Miao Yu's shoulder. Tell you to drink so much, support me. Qi Benin's hand rested on Miao Yu's shoulder, and the two of them walked out like this. The students eating on the first floor saw the beauty of the art department being taken down, and the food in their hands seemed to have lost its flavor. Doodle the favorability rate has reached 65%, and Miao language skills have been unlocked. The host will receive funds on the 15th of next month. When they arrived at the downstairs of the girls' dormitory, Qi Benin's hand had already reached his waist, and Miao Yu's head was also resting on Qi Benin's shoulder, a typical campus couple. The job you took back, we need to study hard. Our family background is not very good, and the road ahead will be difficult. If you want to be together, let's work hard together. From the campus restaurant to the girls' dormitory, it's only 800 meters long. Miao Yu has already planned their future together, but this feeling is very sweet. Class monitor, hurry up. The dormitory will be closed in 10 minutes. I originally wanted to get tired of Qi Benin for a while, but when I heard Xiao Wanzi's voice, Miao Yu could only let go. How will Dad live his days in the future? Both of you livestock have to stay under the girls' dormitory until the last moment, while Dad faces his grandson alone in the dormitory. Thinking of Guiyedong, Zhou Ping felt like crying without tears. Our class's Pang Lele has been secretly flirting with you, why don't you just make do with it? Lu Zhonghua hiccuped and said, Qi Benin almost fell into the nearby flower bed. Pang Lele is 1.6 meters tall and weighs 155, I'll make do with your sister. Watching the brothers playing and returning to the dormitory, Qi Benin felt incredibly relaxed. After returning to the dormitory, I felt my phone vibrate and only then did I see a few unread messages. The first point is that the stocks listed have been successfully purchased, which also represents the start of fundraising tomorrow. The second one is Wu Yu's sincere gratitude message, and he also expressed his intention to invite Qi Benin to dinner. The third message is from Miao language asking if Qi Benin has arrived at the dormitory. This grandson is really not a good person. I ate my instant noodles again. Before Qi Benin could reply to the text message, Lu Zhonghua's curse came over. There are a total of 6 people in the dormitory. Apart from the 4 of them, there are 2 who have gone out to rent a house. Qi Benin also occasionally comes back, and the most annoying thing is this Gao Yedong. Cleaning and tidying up the dormitory, never doing anything. My own garbage is all over the dormitory. No matter who eats or drinks, use them first. The advantage is never leaving the dormitory during the day, not afraid of losing things in the dormitory, which has the advantage of prosperity. After replying to the message, Qi Benin suddenly remembered another thing. The 2 brothers were planning to make a small stand for fried spicy skewers, but Qi Benin remembered the Wallace who gave a glass of cola for 10 yuan, 2 hamburgers. The company was only established in 2009, and now we can definitely seize the opportunity 2 years in advance. After all, their listing in 2016 was the most prosperous time. Don't mess around with that spicy skewer, there are too many people doing this around. I have a project later, let's work together. The 2 of them have been discussing doing business, but Qi Benin has never been interested. What's going on today? Having a daughter.in.law is different. Are you starting to worry about your future livelihood? You see how poor he is. I promised to go out and open a house with the class monitor, even the money for the house will be paid by the class monitor. The 2 of them began to run on Qi Benin. 3 people talked and cursed, and with the help of alcohol, they fell asleep. The next day, all the dormitories were still sleeping, and with a loud bang, Gao Yedong returned. Brothers. Finally succeeded, our 40 people's dungeons. Get out of here. Before Gao Yedong could finish speaking, a mineral water bottle hit Zhou Peng's place and happened to hit his grandson's head. Oh, damn it, these 3-level concussions. Didn't you 3 go to the restaurant yesterday? Why didn't you bring anything back? Gao Yedong was searching for everything he could eat in the dormitory, but half of the banana on Lu Zhonghua's table couldn't escape, and he almost swallowed the banana peel. Hua Gulai Zhen Yen. Get lost. Peng, come on. Get lost. Having been scolded twice in a row, he was about to come to Qi Benin's side when Qi Benin threw him a stick and stopped arguing. After another half-hour of confusion, the 3 of them also had to get up and go to class. Bai Shui Mantu is just cigarettes, and Gao Yedong is ready to go to bed. Help me answer later. I don't know who this guy told me, but it's a daily routine. Is it still useful for this grandson to answer all 7 of his courses? Qi Benin said silently, and the sound of Gao Yedong snoring came from the bed. Xiao Qi, are you going to class too? The 3 brothers stood shoulder to shoulder, looking lifeless as they went to class when suddenly they heard a heavenly sound. Chinese department flower Wu Yuzhen. Zhou Peng saw it yesterday morning, but he only heard of Wu Yuzhen's name and never met a real person. Lu Zhonghua has seen it before. Xiao Qi. My eldest son Qi Benin. Yeah. We're going there, goodbye. Because it was almost class time and the road was not smooth, Qi Benin pointed to the direction of his teaching building. I'll treat you to lunch and read text messages. In front of so many people, Wu Yuzhen used his hand as a loudspeaker and shouted to Qi Benin who was running towards the distance. Lu Zhonghua stumbled, and if it weren't for Zhou Peng's support, we would have had a dog eat shit today. As for the other boys in the Chinese department, even looking at Ben N's back made him stand out. Has this taken away the largest crown in our Chinese department? Who is that kid? Have you had your mother's luck these 2 days? Yesterday it was Miao Yu, and today it is Wu Yuzhen. Brother, it's still alone. Zhou Peng looked like a licking dog, hoping that Qi Benin could teach some real things. At most for 2 months, when our project starts, I promise to pursue your sister Wu Yang. Girls in schools in this era are still easy to pursue. Whenever a fast food restaurant starts, these two sons have to give some dry shares. After all, Chi Benin doesn't want to spend too much effort on this project. That's it, this grandson ate too much Sudan red last night. Lu Zhonghua next to him also nodded. You two go to class first, Chi Benin, come over here. Just arrived at the teaching building, Dong Yu was already waiting for Chi Benin in the lobby. This guy can eat all sizes. Fortunately, Miao Yu is a member of the Self-Discipline Association. Now check the morning exercises in his freshman year, otherwise a comet would have hit the earth just now. The eldest son doesn't know how to interact with teacher Dong. Zhou Peng and Lu Zhonghua are gossiping vigorously. Chapter 10. Green tea goes out. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Deputy Director Li came to see you early in the morning, but your face didn't look very good. Did you cause something wrong again? Teacher Dong said with some concern. I'm a good student, I'll go see what's going on. Chi Benin certainly knows what's going on. It must be Wu Ali's fault, but he doesn't know if going to a hotel with such an old guy makes Wu Ali sick or not. Professor Li is the deputy director of the department and often finds female students to tutor their homework alone. Wu Ali has also said before that she still looked very annoying at the time, but now it seems that as long as she can handle things, it doesn't matter whether she likes it or not. Dang dang dang, Chi Benin knocked on the door, and there was no one else in Professor Li's room, so Chi Benin came in directly. Your classmate is so impolite. Did I let you in? Professor Li gave Chi Benin a warning when he came up. Wu Ali asked you to come find me, right? Did I have to take on that matter? Chi Benin did not stand in front of Professor Li and listen to the lesson like other students, but sat directly on the sofa next to him. What kind of attitude are you talking to me about being mischievous? Which class are you from? Call your homeroom teacher and counselor over to me. Professor Li may be slightly surprised, but he has experience in dealing with stumbling students. What did you ask me to do? Strolling around Meihua Mall. Chi Ben said with a smile on his face. Upon hearing this place, Professor Li was startled. Isn't this where he went with Xiao Wu yesterday? What Meihua Mall? After all these years of studying, I've learned for nothing. Is this the attitude towards teachers? Professor Li stretched his head and looked into the corridor, then quietly closed the door. A teacher with both moral integrity and talent is naturally respected by students, but some teachers find it difficult to speak up. Before helping others stand out, they must first inquire to avoid getting stuck. Chi Benin stood up and engaged in a fierce confrontation with Professor Li. Professor Li has never seen such a reckless student before. You should know that he is the deputy director of the department. Faced with thousands of students in the entire art department, even those with backgrounds dare not speak to him like this. What are you inquiring about? Aren't parents selling breakfast? It was precisely because she knew about this that she planned to scare Chi Benin for a while and then put this matter on Chi Benin's shoulders. Wu Ali promised to accompany her once a week. Don't make a fuss here. Believe it or not, I'll immediately drop you out of school. Your efforts over the past decade have all been wasted. Chi Ben looked at the professor in front of him with a contented expression. The more enthusiastic he spoke, the better. These days, most people still don't know what a recording pen is, but we easily found evidence. I don't believe you have such great abilities. I'll tell you, except for the director who I can't transfer, I have black materials for everyone else in the entire department. I, Li Wenma, have dealt with many students over the years, and I don't have one more of you. I'm also the vice president of the city's calligraphy and painting association. Even after you graduate, you can't live in this industry. Professor Li saw that Chi Benin was a bit scared in his eyes and immediately began to boast. When he said these things before, basically those students were obedient. I'm afraid you'll have to kneel down and beg me in a few minutes. After turning off the recording pen, Chi Benin turned to Professor Li's seat and sat there, placing his feet on the desk. You. I'll go call the school security now. Professor Li knew he couldn't take advantage of Chi Benin's situation, so he prepared to call the security guard. However, Chi Benin opened his recording pen and remembered Professor Li's arrogant words just now. Professor Li's hand was already touching the door handle, and he was so scared that he withdrew his hand. You. Professor Li's face was full of panic. Everyone should be able to hear this voice. If it were to be handed over to the newspaper or posted on the school forum, I don't know if you would be dealt with. The vice president of the Calligraphy Association is also not good, right? He will retire in 2 years, and maybe he can still be recognized as a professor before retirement. TSK. That's all. Chiban happily put away his recording pen. Just like you can play whatever you want. Don't, let's discuss anything. Professor Li is really panicking. Now he wants to hammer Wu Yuzhen to death. I was originally just greedy for young female college students, but I didn't expect this to put my foot in the door of hell. Do you want this recording? Chi Benin shook the recording pen in his hand. Professor Li wished he could grab it, but after looking at Chi Benin's sturdy body, he suppressed this idea. We can't make any noise now, in case someone else comes in, we won't be able to contain it. I'll give you the money. As much as you want, 3,000 yuan is enough, isn't it? Professor Li suddenly realized that students don't have money. In this era, 3,000 yuan is really not a small sum of money. Ordinary students can live well on a weekly living allowance of 100 yuan. Don't worry. Let's talk one by one. Chi Benin pointed to the open space in front of him. Professor Li has now transformed from a professor to a student, with his feet together, standing honestly in front of his desk. Instead, Chi Benin sat in Professor Li's seat, not letting you kneel down, which is already good. What does Wu Yuzhen want me to do? You have to do what you want her to do. Can you do it? This Wu Yuzhen is really too ruthless, completely ignoring what the outcome would be if her family were to bear this 100,000 yuan foreign debt. No problem. Professor Li has long forgotten the tenderness of Wu Yuzhen yesterday and now only wants to get this recording. The teacher's apartment in the West Campus area, please transfer it to me as a gift. Please write it as a free gift, and you can handle the notarization procedures yourself. Upon hearing these words, Professor Li's heart was cutting flesh. According to the standards of an associate professor, that's a 150 square meter house. Although it's only over 2,000 yuan now, it's still over 300,000 yuan. Nowadays, the salary of civil servants is less than 2,000. Can't bear to part with it. Chi Benin knew that this teacher's apartment would be the best school district housing in the city in the future. In 2019, the price was nearly 30,000 yuan. No problem. Associate Professor Li's painting can also be sold for 5,000 to 6,000 yuan, and he often runs tutoring classes, so although the house is painful, it can still withstand it. How many deposits are there in the bank? How about packing them together for me? In more than a decade, Chi Benin's behavior was called extortion, but unfortunately, the legal awareness in this era was not strong enough. Of course, extortion is also happening now. But how dare this associate professor sue him now? 1 million. 1.03 million. I'll leave you the change of 30,000 yuan. Hurry up and handle it as soon as possible. I'm going to class now. Seeing Teacher Dong waiting for him at the end of the stairs, Chi Benin felt a warm sensation in his heart.